Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about this social experiment video that I came across on TikTok, where a sister took it to TikTok and asked white people, palm color people, this question to say, how does it feel to be white, especially in America? And now when I saw this video, I thought I would hear responses like, oh, I love being palm colored because I can get along without any hassle, without a lot of paperwork. Or I love to be palm colored because no one questions my presence in any neighborhood. But the answers she received were far much nuanced and surprising than I expected. Some responses really made me think about privilege and perception in ways I hadn't considered before. The stitches revealed a range of emotions and experiences, from gratitude to discomfort. This isn't just about race, it's about how identity shapes our interactions with the world around us. So get ready as you watch these clips, and make sure you leave your own thoughts in the comment section below. And please remember that we don't support violence or bullying on this channel. I'll leave my own 2 cents at the end of this video, so make sure you watch the video up to the end. Watch these clips.
So, white people, question: what does it feel like to be white? Especially if you're white in America.
Imagine being a race that you're not allowed to be proud of. That's how it feels to be white. If I was to make a post on Facebook and I said I'm proud to be white, I'd be the most racist person there was. That's how it feels to be white. Imagine being blamed for things you were not even a part of. That's how it feels to be white. We have all these occasions throughout the year. We have Black History Month, we have Juneteenth, we have Pride Month. If we was to celebrate being white, that'd be a no-go. That's how it feels to be white. You have your cable channels. You have BET, Black Entertainment. If we created a channel that was called WET, White Entertainment, that'd be a no-go. That's how it feels to be white. If we speak up on racism, we're hated by some of our own kind and other races. That's how it feels to be white. Have the day you deserve.
It feels like I'm going to get up every day and go work for everything that I have. It feels like I'm not going to blame you if your family member goes into my family's house and does some terrible things to them, and then does something bad to themselves to where they can't be brought to justice or anything. I'm not going to seek out them to go get you so that you can pay for what your family member did or whoever was related to you in any sort of way. That's on them. They did that. They did the crime. It has no connection to you. Why would I blame you? Personally, I'm not going to live with white guilt. You respect me, I respect you. We are both human beings living in this world together. And the moment we learn that and unite together is when no one will hold any power over anyone, not the government, no one. We will all be functioning human beings that love each other as God wanted us to.
Asking how it feels like to be white, and she's asking this specifically to white Americans, but she leaves it open to other nationalities. And I want to talk about this because I feel like I have a privileged position as somebody who's racially ambiguous. For context, I'm part Brazilian, part Japanese. My Brazilian side is mixed race, and most of my adult life I've lived in Europe, Northern Europe, to be more specific, Scandinavia and the UK. And people's opinions of me and the way they treat me will completely depend on what nationality and what ethnicity they think I am. I'll never have known this if I was just presenting as a person of color. If people never thought I was white, I'll never have found this out. It's very rare that people have prejudices against Japanese people, but if they think or find out that I am Brazilian, especially if I'm mixed race Brazilian, oh my goodness, they will treat me like shit. And at the same time, if people don't know my nationality, if they don't know my ethnicity, if they like me, if they like what I say, if they respect me in any way, they're so much more likely to assume I'm some type of European, usually German or Swiss. I get those nationalities a lot, which is bizarre. But I've even gotten Scandinavian, for example. And the moment they find out that I'm not, the moment they find out my real ethnicities, my real nationalities, that respect, admiration, whatever, is gone immediately. And the same goes the other way around. If people really don't like me, if they really don't like what I say, they will immediately assume I am from an ethnic minority, usually Arabic or Jewish, something of the kind. And the difference is not subtle. It's very, very clear. If people that really like me, that thought I was some type of European, find out my real nationality, you can see their mind exploding in that moment. Like, how could I have respected somebody who's mixed race and from Brazil? Ooh. Because you have to remember, in Europe, you have to add a layer of xenophobia as well, because here racism is very different than what it is like in the US. In the US, I perceive it to be very like black and white sort of situation, and anything else comes secondary. In Europe, there are many, many layers of it, especially tied to country. So when I moved to Europe when I was 18, I used to tell people that I'm just Brazilian, especially if I was too lazy to explain things. Because if I told them that I'm Japanese, I would have to usually explain that, because I don't look obviously Japanese. So Brazilian, anyone can look Brazilian. So I would just say Brazilian and leave it at that. But then very quickly, I realized that the moment people found out I was Brazilian, they treated me like shit. Like, doors would close on my face. Because, you know, if people thought I was Swiss or German, which is the usual, and I would tell them, oh, no, I'm from Brazil, immediately, like, their facial expression would change, their behavior would change. So I learned that very, very quickly. So what I used to do, especially in my early 20s, is that I would let people think that I'm white. Like, I wouldn't correct them. I wouldn't go any lengths to make that happen. But if they did, I wouldn't correct them. I would just let them think that. And oh my goodness, that was like, all those years that I did that was such an eye-opening experience, because the things people will be comfortable saying in my presence were wild. And I'll never have heard those conversations. I will never have known that about those people had I not been racially ambiguous, had they not thought I was white. So if you're a person of color and you wear your nationality or ethnicity on your face, do not ever underestimate racism, xenophobia, because the conversations I have heard were wild, and the people that those things came from are so surprising. You have no idea.
Wow. Okay, that's a loaded question. What does it feel like to be white? Well, first I want to say, and I'm literally going to speak for I want to say 99.9% of white people here, okay? So we don't care about the color of your skin, the culture you ascended from. It's literally like caring what color hair someone has. I don't care if you have blonde hair, brown hair, black hair, blue hair, no hair. Do you? Do you care what color hair someone has? What color eyes they have? Because that's what it's like to me. Like saying I only like people with brown eyes. What? Okay, now that I got that out of the way, wow, I didn't expect this question to make me emotional. It's like being hated. No matter how you say something or don't say something, no matter how you act or don't act, no matter how much you try to show up in your life every day, you have this target on your back for something that some of your ancestors did so far long ago before you ever existed. Specifically being a white woman, it's like if you're bold and personable and outgoing, you're a bitch, and you're conceited and you're full of yourself. And on the flip side, if you're humble and you're quiet and you're bashful, then you're weak. You're a weakling. And it's literally spending your entire life trying so hard to find this perfect balance, this perfect percentage of both that will allow you an existence of just not being judged about everything. Also being a white woman, it's basically having your entire existence and value be directly tied to your weight and what size you wear. So, side note question for Black women: how does it feel feeling beautiful no matter what size you are? Because I don't think as a white woman I have ever experienced that. And I think that's a truly beautiful thing and how it should be. Really what I want to say is we don't know what vessel we're going to be put into on this wild, crazy journey ride that we call life here on Earth. And some shitty things went down in the past involving every culture, okay? And I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying I was happy it happened, obviously. Like, no, I wish none of that never happened to anyone, now, then, ever. But now it's 2024. Can't we do better? Can't we say it doesn't matter what culture you came from, where your ancestors came from, what family you happen to be born into? What matters is how you show up and how you teach your children. Sorry, I'm surrounded by mosquitoes. How you teach your children to show up so that we can better the path of the journey of life for our future generations. Instead of this mean girl mentality of being jealous and competing with each other, let us be sisters. I really think that's what I want. And I think a lot of people like me want that too. So I don't know. That was just off the cuff there, but that's what it feels like to be white.
Okay, that was a lot, right? First of all, I want to say, guys, thank you for sticking around, for watching the video up to this time. It means you guys are enjoying this video. Please take the next step of subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. I see you guys are watching the videos, but you guys are not subscribing. What is happening? Okay, and another thing, please pardon the noise in the background. It's the rains. It's raining. It's pouring out here. Okay, so let's continue with this video. So yeah, a sister posed the question to palm colored people, asking them like how it feels for them to be palm colored, especially in the US. And I must say that I was genuinely surprised by the range of responses that this video got, because like seriously, I was expecting to hear some kind of typical bragging about how easy life is for them, okay, especially when it comes to privileges like access to loans, job opportunities, and just social acceptance in general. But what I found was quite the opposite, and it turned out to be a real twist. Take, for example, the first clip in this video. His perspective was particularly striking. He voiced a sense of frustration, claiming that Black people who look like me, have made it impossible. That's the word I can use. Like Black people have made it impossible for him to express pride and his whiteness. Like, we've made it impossible for him to express this, because he said that being he didn't say it, but that's how he made it sound, like being palm color sucks, because he feels unjustly blamed for the historical injustices associated with his kind, his race, like slavery and the Jim Crow laws. I mean, it's ironic though, because he's still benefiting from those systems. Yeah, he's still benefiting from that. Yeah, it's a system. Yeah. And then there were others who expressed a desire for their own celebrations, like a White History Month, or recognition of their heritage, similar to Juneteenth. This longing really highlighted a sense of exclusion that I hadn't anticipated, like seriously. It made me realize that some palm color people feel like they don't have a space to discuss their identity without backlash. Yeah. So throughout these conversations, it became clear that these guys, these palm colored people, are grappling with complex feelings about race and identity. They want to be heard. Yeah, I think they want to be heard because looking at this video, how they are expressing themselves, it seems like they've been holding on to this for so long. And when the sister questioned them, like how they felt to be palm colored in especially in the US, I think they felt like it was time to express themselves. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. So as important as it is for all of us to engage in this discussion, I want you guys to educate these guys, okay? And I want to ask you guys, like, what are your thoughts on what we've heard today in these videos? How can we foster better understanding and communication about these sensitive issues? I would love to read your insights in the comment section down below. And if you feel like this video was valuable, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more discussions that matter. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. And I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.